The young cod grows up in the Barents Sea, but every winter the fish move south in vast shoals to their spawning grounds off the Lofotens. The short, hectic season is almost like a gold rush, with the riches of the sea as the glittering prize. Hundreds of thousands of pounds have been invested in fishing tackle. If it's a bad year for the fishermen, the result is a general lowering in the purchasing power of an important group of the population. Fishing is dependent on the goodwill of the clerk of the weather, and every season, every day, is really a gamble. A fleet of over 4,000 vessels joins in the fishing. No boat is allowed to leave harbour before 9:30 in the morning. This is to prevent boats with different types of tackle getting in one another's way on the fishing banks. The hands on board are not paid regular wages, but have a share in the catch, according to a set of traditional rules. On board, every man knows his job. Everything depends on teamwork, and the crew of one of these boats works like a finely oiled machine. Letting out the nets is a matter of a few seconds, but it may take hours to get them in again. The purse net is like a cylinder and is lowered where the echo sounder registers shoals of fish. The floats on the surface keep the net in the correct position and at the correct depth. The net has completed its circle and the hands spring the trap. The pressure is so terrific that a great many fish are killed as the net is hauled in. They float to the surface and are pulled in by a hand in the dinghy. The crew of one of these boats may catch as many as 60 tons of fish in a day, but in a bad year the fishermen often return home empty-handed. But they're stout-hearted fellows with an indomitable optimism, like most of the men of the sea the world over, and are always willing to take another chance. There's a storm brewing, and even the gulls are getting restive. The storm is the ceaseless enemy, but it takes a real blow to make these fellows haul up their nets and run for it. On shore, in their homes, next of kin, wait with a patience which generations of waiting have inured them to. Some boats put out nets in the evening, which are pulled in next morning. About 1/5 of the fishing fleet uses this method. Up here in the north, the standing net is regarded as a passive piece of equipment, but don't run away with the idea that it's a simple matter to handle it. skipper of a fishing smack carries as much respect and authority as the captain of a 30,000-ton liner. After 5 in the afternoon, no more purse nets may be set for the day, and boats return to the nearest harbour with the day's catch. If it's been a good one, the return is in the nature of a triumphal procession. Gutting and cleaning the fish is often a chill and nasty job. Skilled fingers sort out the various parts. The liver goes to the train oil factory, and the roe is canned or frozen. A great deal of the catch is hung up to dry on wrecks, the drying period depending upon wind and weather. The bulk of the dried fish is exported to Africa and Italy. It's strange to reflect that Norwegian dried fish, served in the form of bacalao, is one of the great delicacies of the Spanish cuisine. These nippers are waiting impatiently for the boats to come alongside. Cod's tongues are a great delicacy, with a taste that's really a cross between lobster and oyster. Ask for it next time you're having lunch at the Ritz. Cod's heads are dried and become guano, which is used for fertilizer. Hosing is one way of getting clean. Try it when the mercury is 10 below. It was some time before modern industry established itself in the Lofotens. But today, one model factory after another processes the various parts of the catch. In this factory, cod fillets are sliced and frozen. The liver is steamed and becomes cod liver oil, and what is left over is ground into fertilizer. Norwegian frozen cod fillets are a welcome change in the bill of fare, as more and more housewives are discovering. At the height of the season, the workshops have so much work on their hands that the fishermen often have to repair their own nets. The nets are wet and heavy, and with fingers numb with cold, this can be a very unpleasant job. After a hard day on the fishing grounds, silence descends on the harbour. With a good wad of notes in one's pocket, the fisherman's life is really quite a happy one.